Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about some fixes coming to Warzone because very often there's a lot of issues every time we have an update, and then kind of people feel in limbo. And I get a ton of messages on the regular saying, hey, do you know this is broken? Do you know this needs to be fixed? We don't have hit markers. People are still invisible. Like literally every update, the game seems to break itself more and more. It's like one step forward, two steps back, when it normally should be maybe two steps forward, one step back. No, they take it over the top. So we're going to talk about some of the fixes coming and what to expect and when to expect it. If you do enjoy the video, let me know by hitting the like button. If you're brand new, want to find your way back, double check, make sure you subscribe with notifications on. Do appreciate all the support on the channel. Let's go ahead and get into it. So one of the biggest problems, in my opinion, when it comes to Warzone is the communication. After the recent communication about hacking and other things, we know that Raven Software is responsible and in charge of what happens with Warzone in the current moment. Infinity Ward, they're working on the next Call of Duty, whether that's Modern Warfare 2 again, or whatever you want to call it. That's what they're working on. Treyarch is obviously working on Cold War, and then now we have Raven stepping in as the Warzone official. Like, they're handling pretty much everything. Obviously, there's a little bit of collaboration going on, but for the most part, they are responsible for handling that stuff. So when it comes to general like Warzone stuff, they have done updates, but they're generally lack of communication is one of the biggest issues. Obviously, we get a little bit of bandwidth, but a lot of times they do not tweet about stuff that are actually issues, and they rather put them on a Trello board. If you guys have not been familiar with the Trello board, I would definitely bookmark this in your tabs. I'm going to link it down in the description so you can see exactly what they're working on a regular basis. So when you log into the Trello board, here's pretty much what it looks like. Obviously, you can sign up for an account. I haven't really done that, but you can see who operates and runs this account. It says Treyarch, I believe. I don't know exactly who this is. Just says an admin. We also have Josh Torres, which is Foxhound FPS. He's probably one of the most vocal and active people. He primarily focuses on multiplayer, campaign, and zombies. Not so much Warzone, but he is working on this as well. And then we have regular Treyarch. And then we have Alexis Bart. Then we have the different tabs. We have the different various information and how they label stuff. Fix released, fixed scheduled, investigating, requires feedback, and then monitoring. And then they have the different labels there for quick reference. So pretty straightforward. If you actually click on this, it'll actually open it up so it's actually readable in these different other categories. Obviously, there's global issues which affect the entire game, but that's specifically Cold War, Black Ops Cold War, multiplayer specific issues, and then we have zombie specific issues. We're going to focus specifically on the Warzone one, so we'll zoom in a little bit. What'll happen is this actually gives you information on different things. So obviously when a patch note went through, you could actually look at those previous patch notes. Obviously those are available in game. Infinite Stim glitch, again, they're aware of it. Update was released, and this was on January 13th. So it gives you detailed information. Keep in mind that they do not put every single issue or bug on here, but it is at least worth checking to see if they're aware of. Because like I said, a lot of times I'll get a comment saying, do you know about this problem? Well, it's like, yeah, they know about the problem, so I'm not going to make a video on a problem they already know about. Obviously, there's tons of other things that to bring a little bit more awareness to developers, to the community. I'm more than happy to do those types of videos, but if they're already aware of it and investigating, it doesn't seem really practical for me to make a video about something they're already actively working on. So we have the loadout drop. Player is frozen temporarily or until death when looting. This has happened such a small amount of times for me. I hear it is a bigger issue on PlayStation, but this is just something they're monitoring, and they've been monitoring since at least the 14th. So that gives them at least about 2-3 weeks that they've been really focused on that, almost 1 month. And then Cold War attachments. Certain attachments are not unlocking or working as intended. So there's two steps or two phases to this specific issue. This was added on the 21st of January, so it's been about 2.5 weeks. They are actively working on this issue. One of the things that I've seen a few different people run into, I think FaZe Jev, Dismo, where basically when they go to Warzone, they're not able to use any of the attachments they've unlocked in Cold War, even though they have like dark matter, dark ether, whatever. They're not able to actually equip loadouts with those guns because the attachments are locked. And obviously if they're having issues, there's plenty of people in the community having issues. Those are just people I know of. And that leads to a ton of issues. On top of that, the working as intended part, not working as intended, is a huge issue, which we know. We've seen it with the XM4, none of the barrels work. AK-47 Cold War version, none of the barrels work. When we saw it with the titanium barrel before they fixed it, for all the tactical rifles, it was doing more than it said it was and less in other areas. So this is one of those things where they're investigating it, they're aware of it, but they don't even have a fix planned for how big an issue that is. But at least they're notifying us, hey, we know about it. And that's one of the biggest things here is communication. I would rather see a list of 100 things that there are know of and they're investigating. Even if they sit there for a long time, at least I know they're actively working on them versus, well, do they know about that or not? You know, it's kind of one of those things. In terms of stuff they already have fixed scheduled, it's going to be in a future update. Normally updates have been on Tuesdays. They moved them over to Thursdays. But that might, you know, they could push through a mini little update here. It wouldn't be actually a title update. I would hope that we don't have to wait till season 2 because that's like 2 weeks away. Hopefully we get some kind of update Tuesday. If not Tuesday, then it'll be Thursday. Worst case scenario will be the following week, which is essentially season 2. But right here, we have a fix scheduled. This went in on February 5th that they notified, hey, you know what? We have an issue. Some blueprints are missing intended tracers. Bullfrog turbo powered as an example. They figured out how to fix that one. Obviously, when it's related to money, Activision puts their foot on the gas to force some of these developers to focus on those things versus things that affect the entire population. Obviously, people paid for something, they should get it. It shouldn't be broken, but obviously they have to stick to their priority list. And it's clear that Activision has a little bit of control on that because it's really, at the end of the day, like we talked about plenty of time, it's about making more money, keeping you on the game longer, all those types of things. This one, Operator Skin Grinch Forest Spirit, was a pay to win. Basically, the character was invisible at certain different distances depending on your optic and weapon you're using. And it was pretty broken. So good that that's scheduled, but that should have been fixed like so dang fast. It's like, how does that even happen? And that was February 5th. So in a week, they went around and they already resolved this issue. And hopefully it'll get fixed in the patch like Tuesday or Thursday. And then the hit marker one. This one was another issue on console. You can see that they went through and basically they updated it all in one day. So I don't think this is something they actively update every single day to the minute. Hey, this is updated. It looks like somebody said, all right, cool. Can you update the Trello? All right, cool. It's Tuesday. Let me update the Trello. So it's not going to be updated like to the minute, but at least you have an idea of what they're working on. Enemy inconsistent show hit markers and kill markers when shot, and fixes scheduled. So to piggyback on what I was saying a little bit earlier with Dismo and FaZe Jev having their issue, Dismo actually reached out to Foxhound FPS, and after a little bit he said, hey, my ability to speak on the issue gets a bit hit and miss when it comes to Warzone, but in this specific instance I can share that we are investigating the issue, which is obviously, hey, you know what, we're aware of it. Update, our investigations into this have returned that impacted players have their correct inventory items attached to their account. We have a fix for this scheduled for future update. My ability to share beyond this remains limited as Warzone related item. Like I said, he primarily focuses on Black Ops Cold War, multiplayer campaign, and zombies. So it's a little bit out of there, but this will hopefully soon be updated on the Trello because that is another issue that kind of is tied to what we were talking about. So now it's just a matter of wait and see. I would definitely clip this. I have this hooked to one of my bookmarks so I could check it every so often to kind of see what's going on and see if they're aware of it. Because like I said, I get tagged a lot saying, hey, did you know there's a hit marker issue? I was like, yep, they're working on it. Did you know that people are invisible? Yes, I know they're working on it. Did you know that the tracers are not working for the bull? Yes, I know they're working on it. So I would definitely double check this. It's good to let me know those types of things, but obviously if they're investigating it, there's not much more I can add to that process. Hopefully that makes a lot of sense. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video, learn something new. If you did, please do me a favor, hit that like button. If you're brand new, want to find your way back, just double check, make sure you subscribe with notifications on. I do appreciate all supporting the channel. Thank you for watching. As always, have a great day.